sports talking heads make predictions, then hope you forget about how wrong they were. But not Mackie and Judd.
Write this down.
This is the big leagues, where we own our terrible predictions.
Write that down.
And keep track of each other's batting averages. It's Write That Down.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
With Mackie and Judd.
Well, this is going to wind up being a celebration of Judd here today. The big bat has come alive. The former multi-time Write That Down batting champion. A little bit of a, no, I wouldn't say a slow start to the season, but just nowhere near the hot start of Declan. Yeah. But sometimes the Write That Down bat doesn't come alive until the weather gets warm and the concrete has settled.
That's right. Trees removed, come back, get removed.
The new batter's eye for Judd with these at-bats.
Juniper bushes are in place. They're blooming.
That's right. And so we will get into the accountability session here shortly. Here's how Write That Down works. This is the most innovative and high-risk segment in all of sports talk around the country, because we are the only show in America that actually puts statistics next to our predictions. Here's how it works. 3 predictions from everybody each week. They must be quantifiable. We keep track of batting averages and home runs. And listeners, if you want to participate, like Chris is about to, you can send us a message through the Score North app. And this week's accountability session trophy is a spiral light candle in celebration of what's going to be a big week here for Judd.
Funny you should bring that up, because I right here have in front of me an example of a spiral light candle, which are, by the way, the greatest scents of all time. If you want to improve the scent around your home, if you want to have a candle that absolutely positively is the coolest thing you've seen, start by going to spirallightcandles.com. Family owned and operated, so shipping is quick. Again, the scents are great. Spiral Light, it's a great gift for, I don't know, birthdays, for things that where you are looking for a gift out there. Spiral Light, and also this particular candle will be available soon. It is the Purple Positivity Candle. That's right, specially burn as you're watching the purple, hopefully not burn, hopefully be successful. The Purple Positivity Candle available soon. Again, everything available. Go to spirallightcandles.com and check them out.
Hopefully the purple do not burn like the Purple Positivity spiral light candle.
Right, exactly right. Supposed to work in the reverse.
So let's get to it here. Judd Zulgad, accountability session. So it started off a little rocky. We'll get to the bad stuff here first. You said John Rahm will win the Open.
Yeah, I didn't even come close on that one.
Kind of struggled a little bit there on the weekend.
Yeah.
You said Buxton will go on the injured list before the All-Star break.
That was start of the year, I think.
Came close a couple times.
Yeah.
Had to have his knee drained a couple times, but never went on the ice.
Who doesn't? Yeah.
You said the Major League Baseball All-Star Game will return to traditional uniforms in 2022 with teams wearing the jersey and pants of their respective teams. Now we had the grays and the kind of old school uniform colors.
Rob said no, too. He said he was asked about that very type of prediction and said, we got the new stuff.
Yeah, it's all you should be looking to spread some merchandise. I mean, it got Declan to buy a hat.
Yeah, that's all that matters, like I said.
About some season tickets. They should be using me as their marketing person. I bought season tickets after a player's signing. I'm buying their hats in the All-Star game. I'm their target clientele right now. Come on.
You are, actually.
Yeah.
You need like a nature documentary about someone under 30 years old. And here he is. He appears to be a young millennial buying Twins tickets. Is that a season ticket package?
Embracing baseball.
Let's follow the young millennial
Watch
as he
gets his heart
journey.
broken and credit card limit reached.
Well, those Chappelle tickets now, too, are going to cost.
Yeah, those aren't going to be cheap either. Yeah.
Has he added a third date yet in Minnesota, or just the
he's
first?
He's coming to the varsity now on Thursday, Friday, and I'm proud of myself. I found pretty decent tickets, and it took a lot of hoop jumping to make it happen, but I got him, and I'm very excited
how many?
to see him.
So he's doing First Ave and the varsity?
Yeah, so what he usually does is when he announces a comedy stop, he gives about 48 hours notice. So he does it last minute, and then it just drives up crazy demand. And he's going to do now 3 shows, I believe, in the Twin Cities. And he loves the Twin. He's from Ohio, but he's a big fan of the Twin Cities too. So it's my second time seeing him. I literally cannot wait. He's the best.
As any great entertainer will say, how much they love the cities. I remember going to a Garth Brooks concert at US Bank Stadium a few years ago.
Okay.
Like 70,000 people just drinking tall boys and wearing bedazzled jeans, and I was right in the middle of them. And Garth Brooks made it sound like this is the greatest night of my life as a performer. This is the best audience I've ever performed in front of. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Minneapolis, for this born again experience. And I remember I was out, I think I was doing the Bristol tour for our ESPN radio affiliate partnership. And I got into a room with Jason Fitz. And Jason Fitz used to be a regular guest on the show. He does like radio for ESPN radio.
Wow.
And he used to be on the country music touring scene as a fiddle player.
The band Perry.
The band Perry, yep. And I said, okay, I got a question for you. So Garth Brooks said at this concert the other day, he goes, dude, Garth Brooks says that every night at every venue. Not to make you feel bad, but anyhow. All right, Judd, you had 2 home runs here. You said at some point Buxton will hit a home run in the 2022 All-Star game. I think it was like before the season started. You said that.
Good for you.
Nice job. And then you followed up this last week by saying, this is a parlay, Luis Arias will get at least 1 hit, and Buxton will either homer, strikeout, or both. Luis Arias, I feel like that might have been a little bit of
boy.
a generous scoring that he hit a ground ball right at the second baseman.
Oh,
and
it's
the
an
second
all-star
baseman
game single.
freaked out. So.
It's an all-star game single for sure.
But it's 2 home runs here for you.
All right.
A big week for Judd.
And I cleaned up on that one
Stick.
because Buxton homered and struck out.
Yep.
So I
Yeah,
got
you did.
both of them.
You did. Yeah. Nice job. All right. I had a
boy.
couple. Oh, man, this second one is rough. So I had Ryan Fox finishing top 5 at the Open. He missed the cut.
Oh, boy.
I told you Rory McIlroy, Xander Schauffele, or Tommy Fleetwood will win the Open. Well, I pegged 2 of the top 5, including the guy with a lead for most of the day in Rory McIlroy. But Cam Smith fires a 30 on the back 9.
Cam.
And Rory
he's going
finished
Live Tour, right?
3rd. Is that official now?
I haven't seen it official, but I've heard that it's basically on the precipice of happening.
Amazing. What's going to happen? There's no way that tour exists in 5 years.
Oh, well.
These guys are just going to just crawl back, I guess.
Well, I wonder if the PGA though will take it seriously enough to give some more perks or something.
Well, they
to
did.
players?
They did. They added
get guys back.
they added a bunch of prize pool tournaments and stuff.
Yeah.
So, listeners had nothing come off the board. Declan had a bunch of stuff come off the board. You said Tiger Woods will make the cut at the Open and won't have a single round over par.
This came off the board after hole 1. He hit a double bogey and never recovered. So,
Yep.
Great job.
You said Max Homa will shoot a lower score at the Open than at least one of the 3 favorites, McIlroy, Schauffele, Scheffler. Homa missed the cut, actually. Pretty sure.
He did. Not great.
He's playing with Tiger. He's being drugged down by Tiger.
Yeah, I blame Tiger.
You said Gary Sanchez will make the All-Star game.
Yeah.
But I think this is a home run here. You said the Twins will have exactly 2 players on the final American League All-Star roster when the All-Star game is played. It's a very exact
Very
prediction.
specific. Yeah.
And, injuries, there's so many things that could have happened there. And you were correct. So with that, Declan actually under 500 for the first time in weeks, but still has 12 home runs, which leads the league, and a 494 average. Judd up to 364 with 7 bombs. I'm at 292 with 7 bombs. Listeners at 279 with 9 home runs. So there you have it, boys.
Wow.
All-time Judd leading with 232 hits. Listeners with 28 home runs, which leads
20th bomb.
all time.
Yeah, you got 20 home runs now. That's good. That's really good.
So let's get him in here. Guest listener predictor, Chris. What's going on, Chris? You ready to take some cuts here?
Yeah. I had a little show confusion myself because I had wrote down some Vikings predictions, but I got some Twins predictions here. So.
Oh, dude, it's you can do whatever you want here. This is a
Oh,
wide
anything?
open. Yeah,
All
you,
right.
you can make Vikings predictions if you want here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so we'll start with you, and then we'll go around the room to Judd, Declan, and then back to me. 3 trips round. So yeah, the bat is in your hands. You are the leadoff hitter here, Chris. What's your first prediction?
Write this down.
Well, write this down. I have a hunch that by the start of next season, for the NFL and everything, Mike Zimmer will be coaching again, either head coach or defensive coordinator. I think it's going to be DC because I think teams saw him as a head coach as good, but not great, and he just was better as a DC. So I think he'll get signed as a DC somewhere and parlay that with, in the quarterback's room of that team, whichever it is, will be Teddy Bridgewater. I think that
I like this.
his heart was broken with the Kirk signing, and that led to a lot of crap and everything, and that's in the past now. But I think that even as a DC with history as a head coach, And off the record, I think it's going to be Seattle that he signs with as a coach. I think Carroll's done, and their quarterback room is meh right now. I think he's going to be like, hey, guys, can I put in 2 cents? What about Bridgewater as a bridge quarterback? You know?
I like where you're going here. I think it's the football love that was – it was a relationship that was prematurely ended due to like living logistics or something. I don't know.
Write this down.
Your wife got hit by a bus. I don't know what the equivalent is, but it was a relationship that ended way too early.
Yeah.
All right, Judd, your first prediction.
All right, because it's better to get something than nothing. Write this down. The Washington Nationals will indeed move Juan Soto before the August 2nd trade deadline.
See, they don't have to do it now, right? Isn't he under team control through?
Yes, I think through next season.
Is it through next season? Okay.
Yeah, he's still under control. He's not a free agent by any means. Yeah, no, he's.
But I think at that price, they're going to. But if they trade him now, they maximize the ability to get a significant return. So I'm going to go with before August 2nd.
He is so good. Have you guys ever looked at his numbers?
Yeah, he's absurd.
I mean,
and he was 19 when he was doing it.
Yeah. It's funny because I don't think he's really a household name, but he's just one of the 3 best players in baseball.
He's really good.
Kind of one of baseball's problems.
Write this down.
Right, Dex?
All right, a couple Twins predictions from me. I'm going to make this one. The Twins will make a trade between now and next week's. Write that down. And obviously to quantify this, because I don't want it to just be some slappy, they're going to add someone to their 26-man roster that isn't not on it. So they're going to make a trade between now and next week's. Write that down.
Okay. It's not a home run, but it's somewhat bold because you're saying they're going to make a trade fairly well in advance of the actual deadline.
Yes.
Because it'd be now in the 27th.
That's a solid knock. Yeah. It's a solid knock.
Write this down.
All right, I'm gonna go this direction with my Twins trade prediction. Write this down. The Twins will trade at least one of their top 10 prospects, according to the MLB.com rankings, just to be clear, before the trade deadline. So I do think they're going to reach into their... Now, to get the pitching help that they really need, they probably have to trade multiple guys from that group. But there's so many guys in that group that are either terrible this season or underperforming due to injury or something, or just not playing because of injury. But I think they will reach into that bag, and they will trade a top 10 prospect before the trade deadline. Write it down.
Write this down.
All right, back to Chris.
So, little Twins prediction, and I have loosely followed baseball for the last couple of years now, whatever. But as a kid, I constantly remember Vikings level heartbreak all the time. Write this down. In the playoffs, the Twins may not win the series, but they will beat the Yankees at least once in the playoffs.
Whoa!
Every time I hear the Twins are in the playoffs, they get swept by the Yankees. They are going to win one game against the Yankees in the playoffs.
I'm putting Judd on the spot here and Dex too, but what would have to happen bracket-wise for the Twins to face the Yankees? So there's 2 wild card teams, 4 division winners, right?
Yep.
Or I'm sorry, three division winners, 3 wild cards.
So if the Yankees have the best record, they automatically, or one of the top 2 records, they automatically go to the ALDS.
That's right.
So I think the only way that they'd face them in the ALDS is if the Twins are probably one of the wild card teams that advances out of the wild card round.
Right.
But if they win the division as like a 3-4, I don't think they could face the Yankees. Maybe they could. In the
Do they
ALCS.
reseed going into the second round?
I don't think they do.
Okay.
I don't think they do.
So they'd have to, almost certainly, the way it's set up now, because it's going to be hard to catch the Astros and the Yankees. They're going to get a bye, and the Twins are going to have to beat someone to get to the Yankees, or maybe 2 teams to get to the Yankees.
Yeah. I like it, though.
Write this down.
Slay
All
the
right,
track.
Judd.
All right. The Twins will trade before the deadline for a starting pitcher, and I'm going to parlay this. And after that, Devin Smeltzer will never start another game for the Twins. So
Wow, ever again?
So the Twins, I think they're going to try and include him in a trade. You don't speak out against the family. The family's upset here. Remember, this team kept Matt Shoemaker in the minors. He was awful until he spoke out, and then he was gone, right?
Yeah.
So when you delve into the dirty little secrets of how things are done, and you force Rocco's hand, you are creating problems, and the Twins don't like problems.
He's the Edward Snowden of the Twins
And by
organization.
the way, I appreciate it. The candidness, I don't care who talks. I like it when people talk.
It's tough because people's first reaction is, dude, you're Devin Smeltzer. Just shut your mouth. You're not that important. But what he's essentially saying is, and maybe he's wrong or he's overreacting, but he's saying the communication here is not very good.
Correct.
They need to do a better job of sort of giving me parameters of when I'm about to be pulled from a game and when I'm not. And the answer for him is, you're Devin Smeltzer. We'll pull you whenever we want to.
Yes,
but I understand what he's getting at.
But you might tell him at like 2:01. Like, so if you say at 2 o'clock, Devin Smeltzer will not make it through, will not get to face the Sox order a third time, you might tell him at like 2:02, hey, kid, here's the deal. And don't forget, too, Smeltzer's the same guy who a month and a half ago, after a good start, basically said, my wife told me what to do, and she's right, and so I told them what we're doing.
Oh, Smelts.
Write this down.
Good for him.
The Smeltzinator.
I like it.
All right. I will quantify it with this on a Twins trade. Write this down. Twins prospect Matt Wallner will be traded by the MLB trade deadline. So I think this is the prospect that makes the most sense. He has a power bat. He played in the futures game. Big time power. Having a great year.
Stock is high. Yeah.
I think he's like 8th or 9th on the preseason rankings. So I'm sure when they do the mid-season rankings, it will shoot up a bit. But I think he makes the most sense to someone will take in a trade. So Twins prospect Matt Wallner will be traded by the MLB trade deadline.
Okay. I like it. Okay, write this down. We're going to keep on the Twins wagon
Write
here.
this down.
I need some home runs. And so I'm going to lean on one of the most prolific home run hitters in baseball to get me a write that down home run. Write this down. Byron Buxton will homer in his first game post All-Star break. He's going to be dialed. I think he's feeling himself. He's feeling good. Little homer in the All-Star game. Hollywood. The whole world's watching. And he's going to come out on
Saturday?
a tear. Is that when they...
Oh.
He's got thoughts too.
Who's our guest?
Oh, this is a little Daisy.
Hi, Daisy.
Can you say hi?
What a cutie.
Can you say skull?
She's a small baby. Her arms, I don't think quite reach yet.
Oh, no, we got...
Oh, there you go. That's good enough. That qualifies.
Dislocates her shoulders trying to get her to do the skull chat.
She's always sitting on my lap when I'm listening to Paul Allen. I'm more of a radio than TV guy.
Amazing. Yadat. All right, let's go back to Chris here for your third and final prediction.
All right.
Chris and Daisy.
All right, for our final prediction, going back to the Vikings. Well, actually not the Vikings, but the NFL. I have an interesting take on how an NFL team should be built and how an offense should be ran that I've never heard repeated by anybody else. So write this down. Former Gopher Daniel Falele of the Ravens will score a touchdown during the 2022 NFL season. I love the idea of putting just a taller than every corner or safety lined up as like a third tight end goal line situation, do a little play action fade. I don't know why any NFL team hasn't gone to tackle fall of the Cavaliers agents. Like, here's $4 million
Yes.
to come to the NFL, play 6 snaps a game for us. We will throw you a fade. That's all you have to do. Reach up, touchdown, 2 free touchdowns a game.
I love this idea. Why don't we look for, if there's like basketball players that are athletic enough, they're in their 20s, maybe they're not making $25, $30 million in the NBA, or maybe they are. And you could have them play 2 sports or something. I don't know how that would work.
Towns?
But what would happen if you said, all right, I have a 7-foot, I have Rudy Gobert.
Yep.
In my red zone offensive package, and the guy that's guarding Rudy Gobert is 6'1", and he has a 7'9" wingspan up in the air.
Yeah, you can block it.
It'd be touchdowns every trip. I love this.
Yeah, I mean, with Daniel Falele, I think he's only like 6'8" or 6'9" or whatever, but he's still a monster of a human. Like, they could give it to him to like be the fridge or throw a little fade to him. I think from the videos I'd seen of him, the dude was very athletic for his size. I don't know why you couldn't line him up as tight end.
I love this idea. Chris, this is one of the most innovative predictions we've seen on Write That Down. Since you've got this life-changing platform here on Mackie and Judd right now, is there anyone in your life you'd like to thank that brought you to this peak moment?
Well, my parents, most of my dad, making me a Vikings fan. my earliest memory as a Vikings fan was always like I always remember listening in the car of the games after church. But my earliest memory is the 41 donut game, and that I never understood it. With all the claims of cheating and whatnot, it's football. And just my girlfriend, who one gave me this beautiful kid, but two is not a sports fan, but allows me to sports up as much as I can. And just that's pretty much it.
Awesome, man. Well, Chris, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Good luck with your predictions.
Bye, Daisy.
Bye, Daisy.
Bye, Daisy. Bye, Chris.
See you guys.
See you guys.
Oh man. All right, that was
What a
great.
cute kid.
Before we make our final trip around the room here, I think we might have to pop the Judd Bond photo up one more time on the YouTube channel. Just show the masses. Now, people have said, what's going on with Judd's left hand here? He's holding his wife's glass of wine while she takes a picture of him
Yes.
leaned up against this wall, posing
Exactly right.
inquisitively.
Yes, two things to be absolutely clear about here. Number one, I appreciate the sentiments. I was not double fisting. I am 52. I'm far too old. So yes, that is Dawn's drink. Two is that this gives me an opportunity, of course, to talk about my friends at Livia Weight Control Centers who have helped both me and my wife, Dawn, lose.
My wife. I like you.
You will never have this. You will never have this.
I never get tired of that. She's down about 12 pounds. I'm down and actually started on my weight loss journey last, I believe it was September, down 40 pounds, keeping the weight off. And you can join now. The Simple Start Plan, only $59. You get one-on-one personalized or guided support online or in person, whichever is most convenient for you. How do you do it? It's as simple as this. 855-GO-LIVIA, 855-GO-LIVEA, Livia.com, Livea.com. Start dropping that weight today. And then the best part is keep the weight off. Everything fits again. All those clothes that didn't fit me fit perfect, and it's a great feeling.
All right.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
Right on. All right, Judd, your final prediction of the week here.
All right, I'm going to go to the Wild. Despite the loss of Fiala over to Goudreau, over to Boldy, write this down. Matt Boldy will score 25 or more goals this season.
Ooh, getting out in front here.
So he is going to score
for next
20,
year, actually.
Yep, for next season, he's going to score 25 or more goals. I think the young man is a talent. Fiala's loss might hurt him a bit, but I don't think it's going to be a huge detriment. I think he'll score 25 or more goals.
Okay. Final prediction for me: a 3M Open prediction. And Phil, I might need to help you track this, but I think we can do it. So write this down. So hole 18 is the toughest hole. One of the toughest holes in all of golf. Actually, it was the highest average of any par 5 last year on tour. It had the average score was 5.3. There was a day on tour where no one even eagled only 6 guys birdied it. It's a very difficult hole when the wind, I believe, is coming from the northwest. So write this down. At least
The wind will
5.
not come from the northwest.
Yeah, no, I can't do that. At least, at least 5 different players will record 8s or worse on hole 18 at the 3M Open.
You
So
might have to track that for me. Yeah,
I think I can. 5 players are going to work triple bogey or worse at hole 18 during the course 3M Open. Fowler had like an 8 last year. Kang had like a 12.
Wow.
It's one of the hardest courses, or hardest holes, in golf. So 5 players will record at least 8s or worse on hole 18 at the 3M Open this weekend.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go against my better judgment here.
Oh boy.
I love Ricky Fowler. Okay.
Me too.
Write this down.
I'll make a 3M Open prediction here too.
I almost made this.
Ricky Fowler has been terrible the last 2 or 3 years. He was one of the best players in the world like 7 or 8 years ago. Mm-hmm. He basically doesn't qualify for majors anymore. He didn't qualify for the Masters. I don't think he didn't qualify for the U.S. Open.
Really? Okay.
Didn't qualify for the Open Championship.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at his year so far. So he did have a tie for 3rd at the CJ Cup tournament in October, which is like the first couple weeks of the wraparound season. He has not finished top 20 in a tournament since then. He has 1 top 20 finish so far in 2021-22. So write this down. Ricky Fowler will finish top 20 at the 3M Open. Get it back on track.
Okay.
You think I was going to predict he was going to win?
I thought like top
No.
5 or 10, but
Zero chance.
All right.
He has not finished.
He almost won this last year.
Did
he
he?
had the lead going into Saturday. Yeah. And then he had an 8 on
What
hole
would make
18.
this? So he what would make this a
isn't
home run prediction for me?
A top 5 predict. A
Top
top,
five? Okay,
Yeah,
screw it.
Top 5.
Screw it.
He should,
I don't care
he
about
should be
batting
top
average.
20.
I'm like Buxton. I only care about one thing: bombs.
Top
Okay?
5 at 3
So either you're
okay.
going to strike out or hit bombs, and that's it, and you don't care.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay.
Ricky
Strategy.
Fowler will finish top 5. Again, he has not finished top 20 in a tournament since October. It's been 9 months since he's finished
What's
top
happened
20.
to his game?
He can't putt anymore. He was one of the best putters on
Okay.
tour for years. And
There you
if you can putt, it makes up for everything. And the dude can't putt anymore.
It's rough.
Can't
So
putt.
there you have it. Those are your Write That Down predictions.
Write this
The
down.
accountability session every Wednesday. Also on Purple Daily, where we do football-centric predictions. And we'll be doing that if you want to flip over to that podcast feed and YouTube channel today as well. Mackie and Judd, daily Minnesota sports, entertainment, speculation, therapy, whatever you guys need.